to another episode of Single Black Female. I'm your host, Lolly Marcelin.
I am also your host, Angelita Shevin.
So we are pleased to have you with us. We know we missed a week, but we are back. It is now holiday season, and we have a lot to cover. This is going to be a 1 hour episode because, ladies in New England, we have a whole hell of a lot to talk about. So, Angie, would you like to give a disclaimer?
Disclaimer, please do not take anything that we're saying too hard. This is a conversation. You're just being welcomed into a conversation with Lolly and I. We're hoping to provoke thought and maybe speak about things that you can relate to.
Absolutely. We're going to start off today with what I call the king and the king and the emperor.
Yeah.
So all of us are out here saying that we want kings in our lives. You a king, I'm looking for a king. But I think there's a large distinction between kings and emperors. And so allow me to elaborate. A king is concerned with his castle. That castle is in front of him. He needs to make restorations for it. He may have some small community within that, and then he'll focus on that. If we put that in today's terminology, that king could be a single father and have children. He's worried about that. He can be an employer or an employee, and he's focused on that. So he's focused on the direct centralized things that he has going on. But outside of that world, outside of that dynamic, he's none too concerned. And he's none too concerned of incorporating in addition to that. Maybe because of past relationships, because this is a single black female, right? So if we equate that to a relationship, he may court a woman, kind of. I kind of see you sometime, but I'm not trying to incorporate and build on my castle with you. An emperor is a different type of man. An emperor sees a woman and can say, how can she help me expand my kingdom? What are the qualities about her that I can incorporate so that there's growth, both in abundance in the relationship, growth financially, but growth emotionally? An emperor is a man who not only looks at himself and his current situation, but he looks at that woman, her current situation, and how do we create a different type of dynamic situation. And I think a lot of us are really looking for emperors, not kings. A lot of us are meeting kings because a lot of us are meeting men who are successful. We're meeting men who have their own homes and their own cars, and we're meeting men who may be single fathers, and we're going to get into that. But those men are not the men who are enterprising in the relationship.
Oh, that word.
So I'm going to turn it over to you, Angie.
That word. I mean, I think, when you first mentioned this distinction to me, it's like, makes sense. I mean, I could take it somewhere else, but some people might even, feel away. Because then I'd be like God and goddesses.
Absolutely.
Because then that's a different level now when you moving in God energy.
That's right.
But
that's right.
But just to keep it specific to what you're speaking of is that enterprise mindset, and having that distinction, and it just makes sense. And I have been coming across a lot of kings and have entertained kings, but yeah, definitely. And I think that is probably what fizzles it out or ends it is the fact that they're not with this empire mindset or this emperor mindset. So I like that. But yeah, you definitely was dropping some gems right there, babe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Is that all you have to say about this topic?
That's all I have to say about the topic.
All right. So now let's go to the next word. We have several this week, so we'll just pick three. I know which one you're going to do. So this disclaimer, we've decided that we want to incorporate some light along with some very serious topics. So we have good balance.
Right. So this is a light topic. So, and I think it covers some biology and so hooded soldiers and shine heads.
Shine heads is so crazy to me, but I never heard it. This like literally, she had to put me on this term. Go ahead.
I mean, I could coin them. Like, you know, I've always wanted to be in the literary canon. Maybe this is how I make it. By coining the terms hooded soldiers and shine heads. But it's of course referring to the male anatomy, and I just, being West Indian,
Yeah.
and you know, I think a lot of men from the islands and possibly from different countries in Africa where they are usually not circumcised. Some families will choose not to circumcise, and therefore the ones that are not circumcised are considered to be what I call hooded soldiers. And I know, like, I've had cousins and family members that were very upset that, you know, like my aunt or my, you know, their family didn't circumcise them at birth, because here they are, they've acclimated into America, and so now they have these wonderful hooded soldiers that now, you know, they feel some way about it. But I would like to say, I mean, if love is love, but I do have a preference. And I would say that hooded soldiers are definitely, you know, like.
What is it about the hooded soldier that you like more?
Well, my thing is, I just feel like, listen, the Creator makes no mistakes. Mm-hmm. If you were born with it, there's a reason.
Yeah.
And I just, there's just, it's almost like a pleasant surprise that greets you, you know? Like, hello!
Right. Pop out. Sometimes you gotta pop out.
And I like presents. It's a love language of mine. Like, I like to get presents, and so, you know, it's funny, but I just think, again, you know, it shouldn't be something that people or men are, you know, feeling a way about, if that's, you know, how you're presenting yourself. Like, there is appreciation for that. And shine heads don't feel any way either, you know. Yeah, you're appreciated. So I'll turn it over to Wally.
I have a preference. I do like a hooded soldier because it feels better. It feels thicker. It feels more intense. You feel more of it. And I agree with you with it's the natural thing to do, right? Mm-hmm. Like, as long as you're a man and you're taking good care of yourself down there, you know, and you, because there's a different level of cleaning and all of that. Mm-hmm. But I think it's just something about it. Like, when I see a man that has one, I'm like, I'm so excited. You know, because I know for the most part that it's going to be good. And I found that they do not ejaculate as fast.
Really?
They last longer. Now, that's been my experience. And it could be because you do have, I mean, when you're a shinehead, right? It's just everything, you just feel everything really quickly. I feel like with a hooded soldier, it's like a condom almost.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Now, I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong. But the hooded shoulders that I've had the pleasure to be invited to see, right? Those, they lasted longer. It felt better. I actually felt like I felt closer to them. And maybe because it was more natural, that I was like, you know, you know. I don't know, maybe you're wrong, but I definitely enjoy them more. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't get a shine head, and you know he not a rider because I've had a few shine heads and they've done nothing but ride out. You know what I mean? But it's just a different vibe. I feel like it's a different vibe. I feel like it's a different vibe because I feel like a lot of men are embarrassed by it in this day and age because it's expected to be circumcised.
Right.
Okay. And so, and they may feel like, oh, you may think they're dirty,
right.
which is bullshit connotation. It's just bullshit.
Right.
And I think when they expose themselves in that way, it kind of, they're like, I wonder what she thinks. And then when you're accepting, they're like, oh, okay. So that's my take on it.
Okay.
That's my take on it. So moving on to the next word.
Let's move on. You want to do negging?
I want to do negging.
That's your word.
Yeah, I want to do negging. I want to give a shout out. I believe her name was Diana Crowell, who I heard this name from a Facebook group that I was in which a woman was discussing that she had met a dude out in Medford who was 34 years old, who had just moved back from Atlanta to Medford. And I'm just going to say, ladies, y'all already know before I go here that if you moved out of New England to cities like New York, D.C., and all of that, men, and moved back, it's because you couldn't make it in those cities. I'm sorry. It's because those women in those cities are a different type of woman. Like, they're enterprising. They have so much, you know. And then you come back here and he moved to Medford to mama house. But anyway, per her, he moved to his mama house. And he was 34 years old. Nice looking brother, too. And so anyway, she met him on Black People Meet. She met him on Black People Meet. And all she asked him was, literally, she showed the text, what do you do? And this dude went 0 dark 30 on her. Why are you asking me what I do? You a gold digger, blah, 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 blah. So already he knew he didn't have a job. And he said he was a trainer. Y'all already know what that means. I'm unemployed, looking for work. That's what a trainer is. Like, I'm looking for work or I'm a bouncer. And that means you're just between jobs. And that's not a bad thing. It's just, if that's what you're doing, you shouldn't feel uncomfortable that you're doing. You should, that's what I'm doing.
With your chest.
With your chest.
Say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest. Well, this man went off on her, like that guy did me. Okay? A few months ago, he went, 0 dark 30 on her. And so she posted it on Facebook. And so a lot of women are commenting. It might have been like 600 comments. And one woman said, this woman, Diana Crowley, I believe her name was, and she said, that's negging. I've never heard the term before. Mm-hmm. And I had to look it up. And so ladies, if you've never heard the term negging is when someone, it could be a male or female, they'll say something very disparaging to you in the hopes that it will break your pride and make it easier for them to make sexual advances to you. That's basically the long short of what negging is. And I had to look back at many texts from men that I've dealt with who are on the block list, and they have done that to me. Mm-hmm. They have done negging. They have literally, I'll say something, they'll feel threatened by it, and then they automatically come back with something extremely negative or something to break me down, which ain't happening, and then they'll still keep coming at me. T.I. was doing that. Now, y'all know we give nicknames to people we meet. And he don't look like T.I. He just short like T.I.
I feel she should not because T.I. got swag.
He got EDMG.
Yeah, and T.I. take care of his business.
His whole business. So, okay, let me give another name.
Let's keep T.I. for now. We'll do this off camera.
We'll do this off camera. But I've had men, he was one of the last men who just reached the block list, and he was negging from the very beginning. A lot of men are doing that to women who got their shit together.
Yeah. I agree with you that there are men that are doing that, and it's just usually men who are not confident in themselves. And it goes back to, again, the things that we keep saying, which is very important. A man or a woman who is just grounded and living authentically. Like, you can be a trainer, like you said, but clearly he felt some way about it.
Yeah.
You know,
that simple question,
yes, and even just this whole men in New England having this piece about a woman, being a woman tricking or being a gold digger or whatever it is. It's just that, listen, there women date who you can date. And if a woman seems like she may be out of your reach, date somebody who's within your reach.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
date someone who's within your reach. And I think because we've had this conversation many times, how we're perceived. When we go out, there's a perception of us when we are out, and I think. And listen, we both haven't had men in our life in a long time, so there's no one sponsoring this, right? We're not sponsored. Yeah. We are taking care of ourselves.
Big facts.
And yes, we're looking for companionship and people who court and things like that. However, I say, Lolly may differ, but Angelita will be all right. Core thing is, I'm looking for someone who's grounded in who they are, who is confident in who they are, and they're not going to try and tear me down in any ways. That they, one, recognize the bountiness of Angelita and is not intimidated by it, or don't feel some way because I shine and live in my authenticness where they will have to try and bring me down. And so, again, I mean, I am very much attracted to confidence and intelligence.
Yeah.
And so,
I think intelligence is your number one, though, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Right? But for me, I had that incident in the summer where I definitely, this I ain't even going to say gentleman, this guy was definitely trying to neg, and I think he just was kind of like curious, like, she's not budging.
Yeah, she's
not budging. Like, why is it not bothering her?
Big time.
Yeah, there's no thirst here. Like, we desire, Lolly and I desire these things.
Yeah.
But there's no thirst here. It's no thirst. And I think he just thought, because he's a good-looking brother.
Yes, he was. He was a shorty. And he was a shorty.
And I...
Well, the short kings out here.
And I was just throwing all types of my preference out the window.
You were.
Because he was bright as...
He was bright. He was a light bright. And he was a short king. And that's not your type. Like, aesthetically, it's not your normal type. On the aesthetic.
It's just not... Again, my type is intelligence.
Okay.
It's more so internal and not physical. But, yes, usually my preference come in very tall or usually taller men. And this brother was, although very handsome, very short, and very fit too. Very fit. But was like, I was like, was that a dig? Are you throwing shade? That is the, like, he was throwing a little shade.
He was throwing shade. Let me give you an example. We know we have a whole show, but let me give you an example. We went to a festival, and green is her color. When I met her the first time, she had green. Green just pops on Angie, period. Okay? And she had a green outfit, it was stunning, and then she had a green headpiece, and it had emeralds, and it was stunning. You couldn't miss her. It was so stunning that the guy who was on the stage came off the stage and came directly to you.
And that brother was
boy! Came right, we know him. Came right up and said, "Hugs on everything." Okay. And he was rapping and everything on the stage.
Listen, and I didn't even entertain him because I was like, nah, right now, Short King got my attention.
Big facts. Okay. And then I posted a photo of us, and everybody who's in my network, almost all the men was like, who was that? That's nice. She had green on, perfect on her skin. All right. But not Short King. Oh, no. Short King bypassed all of that to say, oh, you look like you went to a festival.
Negging.
Yeah.
When
he was intimidated already. He'd been intimidated, but then he definitely was exhibiting negging on that point.
Yeah. No, and there was just so many little instances, like, you know, I love perfume. Like,
Yeah. And has a lot of it. Just good quality though. Good quality.
You know, and I remember because he said to me, like, oh, you smell great, you know.
Yeah.
First couple of times we went out, oh, you smell amazing or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I like perfumes or whatever. Then I remember him saying something about mosquitoes coming. Like, what? Who does that?
Mosquitoes.
It was just weird.
Goofy.
Anyways, right, goofy. But again, it's that whole negging thing, and you know, where sometimes they may feel they need to bring you down a notch because when they see you lolly, it's a different thing that they see that it's not just a facade. There's a whole piece. This is all you. Like, it's not just what they see, that there's so much more. And sometimes, you know, there are people where it's just surface and there's not depth. And so when they interact with someone like you or women who are kind of, you know, multifaceted and layered, they start trying to neg. So they can feel better and you start being like, okay, and you're like, well, maybe.
And we're never doing that. We're never doing
Girl.
that. We're never doing that. We're not trying to change anybody we meet.
Yeah.
We're trying to come to a collaboration point and accept the other person. And then, yeah, we all have our faults.
Mm-hmm.
But again, this is about the baggage and the type of baggage that you're willing to take on.
Right.
But we're not trying to change you.
Right.
That's why alignment is critical.
100%.
It's like you said, you met another guy giving big D energy, grown folk business. You understand what I'm telling you? Grown folk business. Okay? Coming across as grown folk, responding as grown folk, communicating as grown folk. And I have to stress this because we're meeting a lot of men who are not doing that.
Yeah.
And they're in our age group. We're talking about 45 and up. This man is giving grown folk business. And his approach is completely different.
It is very different.
He's complimentary.
Very complimentary.
He is expressive.
Yeah.
He is forthcoming.
Yeah, he is.
And he's assertive.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's very assertive. Made that clear.
Yeah.
He's very assertive. I do appreciate that about him. Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Because it's new.
Yes.
And, you know, explorative or whatever the case is, but time will tell.
But at least we're meeting someone or aligning with someone in which it's what we're looking for, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's the difference, right?
Yeah.
We're not tolerating negging. We don't need that. You can go about your business because as soon as we see it, you getting dismissed. Right. Now, Angie not gonna block you, but you're gonna be on lollyblock list. I'm sorry. The next word.
Next word. Girl, you know I can hardly. Did you say? Do you have? I'm sorry. I'm looking at this list that Lolly wrote.
Which one are you looking at now?
Do you have Tubi?
Yes.
No.
Alright, let's talk about it. Yes.
Lolly.
Yeah, we have fun and have not fun, you said.
Not even Netflix?
No.
Tubi?
Tubi and Chill. The reason why I had to put Tubi and Chill, and she's laughing, right? Because we're doing good, half funny stuff and half serious stuff.
Oh my gosh, Lolly.
We always hear Netflix and Chill. But what about Tubi and Chill? Now, I'm a Tubi girl.
I've never watched a Tubi movie.
I have several. Chill. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Twice a week, I'm Tubi down. Now, Tubi isn't just, mind you, Tubi has all types of movies. Old movies and newer movies that are released on Tubi. But I watch Tubi for the hood movies. Now, y'all already know. I'm a B movie star right real quick. Like, I will support a B movie all day long. One, because I'm a 70s baby. And y'all know how the 70s movies used to be. Pam Grier was a B movie actress. And I was supporting Pam Grier as a kid. You know what I mean? I ain't even from here. You know what I'm saying? So, but Tubi, I respect the B movies on Tubi. One, I love hood movies. I do. I like to see somebody in the hood. Their baby mama showing out. She a stripper. She trying to get out the game. He a drug dealer. He trying to get out the game. They meet up. They got drama. People getting chased. And it looks corny. I don't mind it. But I also have a son who's a screenwriter. And I understand the work it takes to put the cast together. The type of camera and lighting, the cinematography, even the music. And then to get it out and then on Tubi, remember, every time you watch it, they get paid. This is not major motion pictures, but that's not why I say Tubi and Chill. Okay, that's not why I say Tubi and Chill. Because y'all always talk about Netflix and chill. But I'm like, wait. Why we can't Tubi and Chill? I met a guy. We gonna call him Suge Knight. This Suge Knight I'm talking about. Cause I met Suge Knight.
Of course it's gonna be Suge Knight, Tubi and chilling. Of course.
And he said, I love Tubi. I said, me too. I said, I love Tubi. I love watching Tubi movies. And that's what we had in common. Now keep my hand last for a week or two. Cause he wasn't a man about his word. I don't care what I like about you. If you're not a man of your word, I will dismiss you. The little things are critical, ladies, but y'all know that. But even with that being said, I want to Tubi and Chill with my man. I want to turn on a hood movie from Detroit, from Chicago, from New York, all of it, click, and watch that movie back to back. And I hope they got a number 1 and number 2 and number 3. Now she's laughing, but some of them Tubi movies, if y'all Tubi watcher like me, y'all know some of them movies be good. You be like, damn.
All right, well, you're gonna have to come up with a list. I don't even know how to access Tubi.
You remember that guy who I met when we went to go see Teddy Riley?
Yes.
And he sent me watch me and my brother. Now his brother is a huge actor. His brother is the guy who played Biggie Smalls. That's his brother. Okay.
They look. Now let me.
And then he had the nerve. This dude had the nerve to talk about, watch me and my Tubi movie. I said, hold up. I see your Tubi movie is trash. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciated it because I was like, it's Tubi. People don't want to get Tubi respect, but I do. It's free and they got mad movies and the hood movies be good. I want a Tubi and Chill. Yes, I do. From time to time. All right.
I just want to thank you very much because, girl. I looked at this list. I looked at her list and I was like, hold up. First off, guys, I need glasses. Yes. And I'm always squinting. But then I was like, what is that? Does that say Tubi? Okay, I know nothing about Tubi. I know some people be like, Angie, she bougie. I am not bougie because bougie I feel like is pretentious.
Yeah, you always say that.
But I don't know. I don't know about Tubi. I think my daughter, my 21-year-old, who is very troublesome, like not troublesome, but she's like my spirited child. She's my wild child. And she's always talking about Tubi. I'm like, no.
I'm telling you.
I am not Tubi and well, I mean, if I meet that emperor, yeah, listen, although, again, I like a lot of refined things.
Yes.
I could get down with the get down when need to and with the right person. But yeah, that, you just made me laugh, girl, like, Tubi and Chill. Okay. I mean, there's nothing more to say about it.
All right.
Let's move on. All right. Something that's, I think, a little bit more serious is And again, this is your word. I think you carried us this week on this list. Male friends. What did you want to say about that?
Because you have male friends.
I do have male friends.
You do. Lolly don't. Okay. So I'm going to begin with every man who has told me he wanted to be my friend tried to sleep with me. They started off with, I just want to be your friend. We can hang out from time to time, and what I found what they were doing is getting more information out of me, so that they can find some type of way to become more than a friend. So I'm going to bring this even closer, ladies, because my question is, how many of you have male friends who at first started off with, maybe you were trying to build something romantically with them, realize, yeah, you're not my type. You told them that they are not your type. And then they said, well, we can still be friends. So then you build this friendship with them, and then they circle back around with trying to get with you again. Either trying to sleep with you, or trying to have a friends with benefits, or something like that. My experience, my experience with male friends has been exactly that. Now, I'm going to even tell you why I specifically will not tolerate a male friend. I don't want a male friend. I don't have many female friends. I don't. I keep my circle extremely small. And that's because, one, I don't have the capacity. I have a lot of things going on in my life. Two, I had a great loss, and we're not going to go into that again. As you all know, if you watch the show, you know I did. And so now when I divulge information, I divulge it to a very small group of people, because if it get out, I know who said it. Specifically, I ain't got to guess, and let me see if it, nah, I know what's told, and I'm going to. Okay? That's the first thing. But the second thing is because I am a woman who I want my man to be my best friend.
You want him to be your everything?
Not my everything, but I want him to be my confidant. If I'm sharing my body with you, which is to me my most precious asset, it is how I feed myself, it is how I sustain, it's how I live. I need to be able to tell you, if not everything, because you never tell anybody everything, but enough. And if I have a girlfriend, because mind you, I'm going to tell my girlfriend what I don't tell my man now. Then why the hell would I have another man outside of that? That's my opinion. Also, I'll tell you what else it is. When you meet an emperor, a real emperor, and he has decided that you are the one and vice versa, and you confide in this man, you don't want him to feel like there's another man in which you're disclosing information. See, sometimes women make mistakes like this. What we do is we have male friends, then we finally meet the one, and then that man who now is everything that you thought you were looking for, and you're divulging information, blah blah blah. You out with your emperor. Boo boo boo. We out here doing all day, boo boo. And your male friend come up, and because you're friends like that, because you have male friends where you hug and all that. I don't hug nobody, man. As you know, I don't. And I don't kiki with men like that, okay? But he comes up, you're with your emperor, and any man, even if he don't tell you, he see that relationship and he always thinking in the back of his head, are they really friends? I don't want my man to feel like that. I want a man to understand that he is the priority outside of myself first and my kids second. He is the other priority. I want him to also understand that whatever I divulge with him is between me and him. There is another man that knows that information. And so that's why I don't have male friends.
Yeah, you have very strong ideas and thoughts about what male friends are, but it's not necessarily that way. So, I would say, with the exception of one of my male friends, all of my male friends have been friends for over 20 odd years or whatever the case is. And there's never been, at least with my male friends, any trying to cross boundaries as far as, wanting to be in relationships. I don't know. I will tell you that even when I was younger in high school, it was not to gas my own self up, but I'm gonna toot my horn, I guess. But superlatives from high school for me was best personality.
Okay.
And I think what it is I really do enjoy people. I love the essence of people. And so I think my personality and the way that I am allow people to feel comfortable in my presence. And that's both men and female.
Okay.
And so, especially for black men, I feel, again, I'm trying to cut out this I feel shit. Excuse my language. This I feel stuff. But a lot of black men don't have those avenues where they could come and be themselves 100% fully and feel comfortable. And so I've had these friends, these male friends, who felt that way. They feel like they could just talk to me and be themselves, and I'm not judging them, but I also can give them that emotional kind of response that they may not get from their boys, and kind of give them that perspective where they're like, okay, like the softness that a lot of them can't get from talking to their boys or something like that.
Okay.
And what I've gotten from my male friends' relationships are kind of like the heads up and the 1-2s, and like when I'm trying to process something, because we do a lot, men and female think differently. So, it's more so protectiveness. And I have my friend who, and yes, originally our relationship was, we dated, and this person taught me about love, what true love looks like. And I would say he's no longer with us, but the last 18, almost 20 years that we were knowing each other, we were exclusive friends, like this person, like how you and I, if we need to go out or something, like, he'll talk to me about the girls that he's dating and, run things by each other. We could sit in each other's presence and just silence and be cool, and he loved dining, and so we would be going to all the different restaurants and just having fun. So I definitely feel as a female, we need balanced energy. And I've gained so much perspective, and is able to see things from different lenses because of the male input from my friends. Like even my former barber, I literally was thinking about this recently, about going back to I do a baldy, guys. I've done it 5 times in my life. First time I did it, so like when Eve back in the days was rocking, I had the same hairstyle or whatever. So I have this barber. He's been cutting my hair since 97, 98 was the first time I went bald. And he, very successful barber, like he used to cut all the Patriots hair, and I'll be in there and he'd be like, "That's my girl, Angie, da da da." And I got a lot of perspective. I could hear them talk and be like, "Oh, this is what dudes be doing." And even now he still checks on me. And so I just appreciate it. I appreciate having that male perspective. I think it's just good balance. It can be difficult if guys are, if it starts out with them possibly liking you or whatever. I don't have, but sometimes I'm oblivious. I don't really have any, I don't feel like any of my male friends like have that thought towards me, you know. And if not all of them, most of them are in relationships and have been in relationships for a long time. So even I respect their input more because they've been holding down these relationships for a long time. So, I mean, I think it depends on the engagement that you've had and the interaction that you've had. As far as my emperor feeling some way, I just think that I'm that type of lover that whoever I'm with, they're not going to ever have a doubt or feel like someone's going to have something over them, because that is my job. It's not even, so if someone can come and make you feel a certain way, that means that I'm not doing my job, or we're not communicating the way that we need to. But and then, you know, you make adjustments in life. You make adjustments. I don't like to throw people away, especially people who've been there. But, you know, if someone comes in my life, but I doubt it, just on the strength of whoever I attract into my life, they're going to be that comfortable in who they are that they're not thinking anything about these people that are outside.
So ladies, we definitely want feedback.
Yeah.
What do you think about having a male friend? What has been your experience with male friends? We always agree to disagree on the show. Are you on the same opinionated mindset of Lolly? Are you on the same opinionated mindset of Angie? Or are you in the middle somewhere? Please give us some feedback. I definitely want to know. I definitely want to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're down to our last word.
All right, which one do you want that to be?
All right, so let's see. I'm gonna say,
and I should be checking things off.
You should be daddy's girl.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna tell you why I chose this word, because I've met lately a lot of men who are single fathers. Single fathers in the perspective of co-parenting. So they have their daughter a few days a week. Now, I'm putting this on the streets. Lolly does not date a man who has children at home. No, sir. Now, what does that mean?
Then what happened with you were entertaining the one that you're referring to now?
I was entertaining.
Okay.
But that's why it's called entertaining. Because I'm not willing to do. I tried. It's not my style. And that's simply because I live 100% alone. If I meet a man that I'm interested in, I can spend 2 weeks at your house if you want me to. Vice versa. I don't have to take you to school, pick you up, get your hair, feet, nails did. My son, I don't got to do any of that. I am a 100% single woman. I don't date men who have children who are still rearing children, or who have children who live at home, because that's not my lifestyle. And I don't want to hear the excuses of the reason why we can't do A through Z because you have your children. Because if you ask me, I don't have those excuses in my life. But that's not the only reason. So I find that a lot of men that I have come into contact with who are single fathers who have a little girl, that's why I'm stating the terminology of daddy's girl, is that they're using that as a scapegoat so that they don't have to be there or show up for you, the woman that they're interested in. So let me give you some examples of this. I've met men who, let's say they have a child between the ages of, and I'm not even going to go to the younger age, because the younger age you do have a lot of commitment to that child, especially if you're co-parenting and they're at the house a few days a week. Okay? But I'm talking about 15 to 19. I'm going to say 15 to 19. In today's society. Now, y'all know, in today's society of social media, and you got a 15-year-old to 19-year-old, I don't give a good goddamn if y'all have Bible school every Sunday. This little girl, was she out of Bible school?
And prayer meetings on Wednesday.
And prayer meetings on Wednesday. is with her friend and she doing something other outside of you. She is not with her daddy all the time. But I have met men who be like, oh, I have my daughter. She's with me 4 days a week. When my daughter's around, you know, I can't really talk to you and all this kind of foolishness. And my perception of that is, okay, so you're making that excuse. One, you're trying to set the tone of expectation, so I can't expect anything of you when your daughter's in town that 1 week. That's the first thing. You can just call me whenever you want, willy-nilly, but you can't call Lolly whenever you want. That ain't gonna work for you. But it's not just that. It's also, they're setting the tone on not being able to spend time with you, quality time with you, which is my love language. My love language is quality time. And they're also setting the tone of if you ever need them for something during this period of time, they can't be there for you. Yet. You know, I think you know what I'm saying. Yet. They'll find time during that week to get some though. Right? They're going to find time that week. Oh, she went to sleep. Let me, what you doing?
Are you trying to kill me so?
No. Because this is, a lot of men are doing this. Yeah. A lot of them. Mm-hmm. Okay? So, to me, I'm calling bullshit how it is. And then it's not just that. They treat their daughter a certain way, but then they treat women a different way. Not with the same high regard, not with the same respect, not with the same consideration. Now I'm going off of Lolly's experience, and I'm gonna bring T.I. on in.
We're gonna have to
paper trail.
We're gonna have to start paying T.I.
We're gonna have to pay. Yeah. We're gonna start paying T.I. Cause we already know the real T.I. a real player in the game. She could have whatever she like, and he meant that. Tiny don't pay no bills at the house, and Tiny just got $163 million from that lawsuit. Okay? So, this man has a daughter in the late teens, and is trying to tell me for 3 weeks, because that's how long he lasted, and he only lasted 3 weeks, because he was cut off in the first 2 weeks, and then I got, but anyway.
You were trying to do the friend thing.
I was trying to do the friend thing. Don't work for Lolly. But anyway. He was trying to tell me that when he has his daughter, which he was a co-parent, and he had his daughter 4 days a week, but he would talk negatively about the mother to me, another woman. And you helping her raise the daughter. That was the first problem for me. Because how do you look at your daughter that you're raising and say negatively things about the mother to a stranger woman? The other thing was that he would always tell about how he was going to dinner with his daughter. I'm going to dinner with my daughter. Me and my daughter doing this. Me and my daughter doing that. But he would never ask me out. So, that was also a problem. But the real problem was that his view on relationships and women in general were negative. And he was raising a daughter. That was concerning to me. He also had a problem with women wearing makeup, which is fine because you're entitled to your preference. But then he wanted to chastise his daughter for wearing makeup, and that was her right because her mother wore makeup. You see what I mean? You see what I mean by a lot of men have these daughters that they're raising, and yet they have these negative connotations and these negative ideologies towards women. It's unhealthy.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by daddy's girl.
No, I agree with you. I'm just thinking about someone has 2 daughters. And I could definitely, they have a lot of ideologies like that. I don't want to say church ideology, like this virtuous, yeah. Which when you put those expectations onto people, a lot of times they go the opposite way. They become harlots.
They do.
They become harlots, you know.
Great way.
But it's like, it's like you're trying to put this prescriptive way on these young girls or these girls on how they should live, and a lot of times they're going to be